Auburn Tigers head to the Final Four are with us. Samir, Doughty, Jared Harper, Bryce Brown represent the student body. Head coach Bruce Pearl is here as well. We're going to ask Bruce to start off with a statement on this game, and then we're going to go to questions for all four gentlemen from Auburn. Bruce, please.
Could I ask one favor?
Sure.
Could you say the very first part of what you said when you introduced us? Do you remember what it was?
Yes. Yeah, the Auburn Tigers going to the Final Four are with us.
Thank you, sir.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
It sounds great. Just thank God for the blessings, and not sure that we thought this was going to happen. I knew this group wanted to make history. I knew they wanted to play good basketball, and I knew they wanted to represent Auburn, the other student athletes on our campus that compete for championships, and to do this in such an impressive way against the best teams and coaches in college basketball makes it even more rewarding. But we understand that we've got 2 more games to play in order to win a championship, and we're going to try to continue to focus on that.
We already had 3 questions lined up. Go, please.
David Smale, Field Level Media. Coach, you just said that you beat some of the best teams, the 3 winningest teams in college basketball history. Can you talk about that run? Then I have a follow-up for you.
I just humbled and blessed. It's an honor to even be on the floor with those programs. And then when your kids play hard and play unselfishly and play together, obviously they're the Cinderellas of this tournament. And that's what makes March so special. Which team is it going to be? Now, this is important. At Auburn, in athletics, we're not Cinderellas in anything. We're really, really good in all those other sports. We win championships. It's been a long time since men's basketball's been good. That's what makes this so special for us.
Okay, my follow-up is, do you know who is 4th all-time in wins?
4th?
You might get to play them. Duke.
Really?
Thoughts on playing them, maybe?
Well, my thoughts are playing Virginia first, and Coach Bennett. I was at Wisconsin, Milwaukee for 4 years. His dad was a great coach in the state of Wisconsin, even before he was at the university in Madison. So I got great history and respect. Coach Bennett's sister was a head women's coach at Evansville, and we became friends when I was at Southern Indiana. So you talk about a great family, the Bennett family, and what he's done at Virginia. So it'll be a real challenge for sure.
Right-hand side, gentlemen.
There's Adam Teicher from ESPN. What adjustments did you have to make, not just scheme-wise, but personnel-wise without Chuma? And I'll have a follow-up as well.
These guys will tell you that there's no question we missed Chuma because you can't replace him. He's our most valuable player. He's kind of our go-to guy other than Jared or Bryce. But they've got confidence in Anthony, Austin, D'Angelo, and Horace. They do. They're different. And so I think that confidence going in, our guys didn't think, well, we can't win without Chuma. We knew we'd miss him, but the other guys would step up. I think the second thing, and real key, were probably these 3 guys sitting up here. Our second half defense, to start the second half, was tremendous. Incredible ball pressure, forced Kentucky out of the way. We didn't turn them over as much, but we were aggressive without fouling. And Samir Doughty locked up one of the best offensive players in his tournament in Tyler Hero. I mean, he just took it on himself to make sure that he wasn't going to get great looks. And that then made them go to Washington almost exclusively when Samir just locked his assignment up.
You mentioned yesterday, you said there's no way we're going to get 97 points against Kentucky, but still only 7 threes. Did you feel like you had a good chance to win this game if you hit only 7 threes?
We really don't look at it that way from a standpoint of you got to take what the defense gives you because Kentucky was switching and putting so much pressure on our perimeter. We were able to get Jared downhill Bryce made some huge plays. They took the 3-ball away, so Bryce went to his old school pull-up game. He didn't think he had it, but he got in the lane, he rose up, and those suckers were beautiful, great basketball. So, but listen, for me, in the second half, all I did was get out of the way, try to get out of the way, get the ball to Jared or Bryce. Bryce should have got the ball to Jared at the end of regulation, because I can't tell you how many days in practice we work with like 15 seconds left in the game. We try to get the ball to Bryce when Jared's begging for it, and try to get Horace open on the wing and see if we can get Horace a look at the buzzer from 3. We work on it every day. Not.
I thought he was going to pass it back to him. But, hey.
Welcome to my world, right?
Go right here. Thanks.
Sean Roney, Dos Mundos bilingual newspaper in Kansas City. Jared and Bryce, kind of going back to what Coach had said about taking away the 3, it also seemed like when the 3s weren't falling that you took it upon yourselves to be able to drive and attack the rim. Just in what ways do you feel like that you all were executing on the floor to be able to take those high percentage shots?
Jared first, please.
I just think as a team we just look to make the right plays at all times, whether it's a 3 or a mid range or trying to get to the basket. Kentucky was trying. I feel like they were trying to limit our 3-ball tonight, and Kentucky's not a team that usually helps a lot off the wing, so we had to drive, get downhill, make tough twos, and just continue to play our game.
Yeah, same. Same thing with Jared said. I just took what the defense gave me. I tried to mix in and find my bigs when I tried to drive, but I seen that the defense wasn't stepping up. So I just tried to stop on the dime, pull up for my mid-range shot, because I knew they were running me off the three-point line as well, and that looked to be one of the only shots I was able to get late in the second half. And I just continue to do what the defense gave me.
Standing up on the left-hand side here.
This question's for Jared. Joseph Goodman with AL.com. No one played bigger in overtime, the final 5 minutes. What was going through your mind at the start of the last 5 minutes of the game?
I wouldn't just say just me. I feel like our team played well the whole second half, the whole overtime. I can't do what I did without having the support of my teammates and coaches. So it's just I was able to make those plays because of plays like Samir was making late in the game, just going and grabbing those 50-50 balls, those rebounds, and just how Bryce was playing offensively late in the second half. That gives me confidence going into overtime to be able to make those plays, because I have the same confidence in them to make plays.
Dick?
Yeah, Bruce. Bryce and Jared combined for 23 of your 30 points in the second half. That's something you probably have seen before, but this was as big a stage as they've done it with.
Yeah. Dick, Jared Harper is not on the Bob Cousy watch list. He just isn't. And the question would be why. He's one of the best point guards. Who's second team all-conference in the SEC last year. I don't think there was anybody talking in the preseason about the fact that this is one of the better backcourts in college basketball. And the question is, why not? Because they truly are, and they have been all season long. The thing I love about them is they're self-made guys. They both work as hard as anybody. Their best coaches are their fathers, okay? I help. Pat Harper and Cedric Brown are the 2 best coaches these guys have. Those dads are both at my gym all the time, and we all have our roles. I have a job to do in coaching them, but it's just the truth. So, but they'll tell you the best thing about our team this year in March, they haven't had to carry us every game. We've won some games when they didn't play well. That was never the case before March 1st.
Next 3 questions are all on the right-hand side. Go.
Lane Higgins from the Wall Street Journal. I have a question for you, Bruce. When the team came out in the second half, the energy just seemed different, much more electric. So what was the conversation at that point in the game?
Well, we got Jared, we got Chuma Okeke, and we got Bryce Brown shooting up them 3 balls. And these guys trust each other. I think one of the messages I gave, you guys got to trust each other. And I really think that Samir picked us up defensively with his energy. And then Bryce, at the end of the first half, Bryce started really pressure up on Ashton. And we know Ashton really well because we recruited him for 4 years. And we love Ashton. He came on campus, and if he wasn't to Kentucky, he might have come to Auburn. But at some point, Bryce Brown, as a senior, had to put pressure on Ashton and not let him get to spots on the floor. Our guys saw that in the halftime locker room. Samir came in at halftime saying, guys, we're going to win this game with our defense. I think the other thing I talked to him about before the game, Kentucky had been giving up 53 points a game prior to this in the tournament. We've been averaging 88. Sometimes our individual games get defined by our individual offense. Like if Bryce is making shots, sometimes he's engaged defensively. I told him going in, listen, your individual offense very well may not be there. We're not going to put up big numbers most likely because how good they are defensively. Don't let that affect the way we need to win the game. I said it. He lived it. The fact that Samir lived it, I think, gave the rest of those guys the direction they needed.
Question for the players. I don't know if any of you saw it, but D'Angelo said he commented on an Instagram post that was making fun or making light of Chuma's situation. He said he used it as motivation. Curious if you guys saw it as well, if you showed it in the locker room and how it did motivate you.
Samir, you're first. We'll go to Jared next and Bryce third.
I don't even know what y'all talking about. I'm really not too sure.
Picture with like Chuma in the wheel thing. Oh yeah, I seen that this morning. I think that was just disrespectful and a slap in the face. And I'm so glad we came out and battled the whole entire 40 minutes for him. And I know he's happy. I know he's proud of us because if he was out there, he would have made a huge difference as well. So I'm just glad that we probably able to shut that up now because I didn't like that at all, and I definitely use it as motivation. Yep.
Go.
Joe Drape from the New York Times. When did Chuma show up, and did he talk to anybody, or how? Could you walk us through what happened there?
Bruce?
Well, I could tell you, I was in his room before the bus pulled out, and we left it up to Chuma as to whether or not he wanted to come to the game. And I thought he made a really good decision. It was his choice not to come. He's in some pain. He's going to have surgery Tuesday, and we're flying home tonight. The flying home tonight is going to be a lot for him to physically go through. So moving him to the gym, sitting him on the bench, and he was comfortable with that because he's a pro. He didn't have to be there, and he doesn't want the camera on him. He must have been watching in the first half. Did any of you guys ask him? Maybe they'll know. He had to be watching in the first half at the hotel and said, I can't stay here. I got to go. Did any of you guys talk to him about why he showed up?
No, he told us before the game.
Yeah, I asked him before the game if he was going to come. He said, I'm just in too much pain to come.
That's what he said, too.
Yeah.
That just goes to show how great of a teammate he is, honestly. Yeah. For him to show up, knowing how much pain he was in.
Inside aisle, go.
Nancy Armour with USA Today. Bryce and Jared, can you describe the shift in your mindset over here after that loss to Kentucky and Lexington? And Bruce, do you think that your team goes this far if you didn't have that loss and your talk with them about closing the gap on a team like Kentucky after that game?
Let's go with Jared and Bruce first, and we'll come back to the head coach.
Let you guys answer that. Go ahead, Jared.
I just think we were playing. I think we played Arkansas the game before that. We played well against Arkansas. Went into Kentucky thinking that we were gonna be able to win a game. I think we were playing well at that time. We were feeling like that was our next push to be able to play. We playing now. We ended up getting embarrassed that game. But coach came into the locker room after the game and said, let's not let this turn to 2, 3, 4 games. We tried to put that game behind us as fast as possible, learn as much as we could from it, and just move forward.
Same with me. I kind of just try to put that game behind me as quick as possible. I know personally I didn't play well. Didn't even let the game come to me a little bit. But, I already knew we were going to bounce back from that pretty well just because of the players we got in the locker room we have. I just knew we were going to be able to bounce back from that. So, I just put that one behind us and just try to win a few more.
The thing about that game, Kentucky played great. We actually went. We had dinner the night before with my athletic director, Alan Green, and I told Alan, I don't normally do this. I said, I think we got a chance tomorrow in Rupp. You don't usually say that to your AD because then he might expect you to do it. But I was being honest with him. And then he was at the game, and he obviously said, boy, was Coach off on that one. But I came back to the kids and said, here's all we've done. We missed an opportunity. Do you know how rare it is to be able to go and bring a team to Rupp and have a chance to win? We missed an opportunity. Now let's just not miss the next one. We got to go to Georgia. And we got to win out here if we're going to get a good seed and have a chance to advance in a tournament. We won out. We got a 5 seed, and we're going to the Final Four.
Dick?
Yeah, Bruce, end of the game, you're at the podium. Chuma's down there. You said, Chuma, this one's for you. The next 2 are for Auburn. Can you kind of relive that for us?
Well, you know, I'm not this. I've gotten in trouble with my mouth before, so why not do it on the national stage? These guys will back me up, though, because I do believe in them, even though I'm on them pretty hard. Wanted to just recognize Chuma, because these guys definitely did want to try to get this for him because the injury is so fresh. But then you immediately think about all the kids back home, all the athletes back home right now that are just fired up, and the coaches and our classmates. What an uplifting thing. So the next couple, if we can get them, would be for Auburn. I'm going to make one more statement on this, and this I think is important. We are not tired. The only 2 guys that have an excuse to be tired would be Bryce and Jared. They've played pretty heavy minutes all year long. They played heavy minutes all year long. The rest of us haven't. If you look at that stat sheet, I think it's 9 guys that played double-digit minutes. That's trust. Dr. Tom Davis taught me that. You don't shorten your bench in the playoffs or in tournament time. You trust the rest of those guys. We played our rotations. Got to trust them.
We have 2 minutes left. We have one question right here on the aisle. Go.
So I wanted to ask about the strength of the SEC. And, you know, now that there's 2 of you playing in this game that you win and a team in the Final Four, what does that say about the conference and just the strength of it from top to bottom?
I think these guys feel prepared. We went up against great teams. Tennessee, Kentucky, and LSU were the 3 best teams in our league this year. They were the 3 best teams in our league this year. We started playing great basketball in March and won our tournament championship. And so therefore there's a responsibility to represent the SEC as its tournament champion and automatic qualifier. So it matters to these guys to represent the SEC. The quality of the game is better in the league. And we were certainly prepared. When we went up against the only ones you could compare, New Mexico State, Kansas, and North Carolina, the teams we had to play to get here were good and well coached also.
We have a final question for the student athletes and the head coach who are going to the Final Four. Go.
Ian Eklund, AP Broadcast. This is for Bryce and Jared. So basketball players live their whole lives dreaming of this moment. How do you guys feel now that you're going to the Final Four?
Bryce first, please.
It's, you know, like you say, it's something you dream of. It's unreal. It was very, very emotional. I feel like this whole game, we really wanted to do this for Chuma and the Auburn family. You know, they supported us so much, but it just goes back to I feel like trusting each other and you know, just doing what we needed to do to win the game.
I just think this goes to a whole team effort. Coming into this season, our goals were to go to the Final Four and be able to compete for a national championship. So I think our whole work this whole summer and the preseason and during the whole season was for this exact moment right here for what we want to do as a team and on how we want to build our legacy as a team. So I know I can't do it without any of my teammates, and I know we're all going to all be prepared and be ready to go compete for a national championship.
I got one more thing. I just feel like no matter how low we got this season, no matter how much adversity we went through, you know, we always believed this is where we could get to. I feel like you know that was big. You know, just the guys in the locker room, we always believed and we always live for this moment, I feel like.
Thank you very much. That's a wrap. Congratulations.
Thank you.